Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Welcome back to my channel. You're with Amira Celon, and I'm going to be doing a coffee cup reading for you for the month of June. I've attached here, if you want me to read your personal coffee cup, I've attached a video here inside this video and also below the video of how to prepare a coffee cup for a reading. So I hope you enjoy this coffee cup, everybody, and lots of blessings. Okay, let's start with a cup. And I'm going to also do the saucer for you as well. There was something very interesting coming up on the saucer. So I'm going to do the cup and then we're going to do the saucer. Here's a little shot of the saucer. It's a little bit crowded. There's a lot in there. Okay, so let's have a look at the cup. I start with the handle and I move in a clockwise direction. This is a general reading for everybody for the month of June, hopefully signifying something to everybody watching this video. Sometimes I also get world predictions in the cup, but I'm not sure if that's going to happen in this cup, so we'll just see what happens. Sometimes the timing also of these predictions can be off or out of time. So this is June 2017. We're starting with the handle. So it seems to be that things are going to start off nice and smoothly, and I just get a really nice energy here of sweetness, very smooth sailing. June, I feel, is going to start off with smooth. It's not going to start off with a bang. It's just going to ease into June, start off with a very nice, easy run in, I would say, in the first few days to a week. Then we've got this little figurine here who looks to me like a little bit of a gnome. It looks like the gnome on the Geico commercial. So some of you might see something unusual, funny, humorous, might meet somebody who's got a sense of humor, could have something to do with extraterrestrials for some of you as well, could have a dream with an unusual character in it that you can't quite work out who it is and what it is. Could be somebody dressing up as a special costume, so that's an unusual one. That's all I feel with that. So we're moving forward here. Got this very nice koala, beautiful face of a koala, if you can see that there. Beautiful face of a koala. The koalas are native to Australia, so they are a very resilient animal. They just live on one type of eucalyptus leaf or a few different types of eucalyptus leaf out of a vast number of eucalyptus trees. It could also be that you might need to have some sleep to rest. There could be some Australian themes going on. You might meet somebody from Australia. You might be planning to go to Australia. Or koalas sleep about 20 hours a day, so you might just need sleep. You might also find that there's somebody coming into your life who is kind of cuddly like a koala. Not that koalas are always that cuddly, but the idea of a koala is a cuddly animal. So it could be somebody very dear to you, very cute, very sweet, very simpatico is a word I'm getting around it too. I've also got here a little baby or a little face. So some of you might be pregnant. I feel it's a boy. Some of you might have a boy in spirit around you that you're going to connect with or communicate with. Could be somebody who passed in the family some generations ago or recently. So there looks to be like there's a little boy popping in there. He looks to be like a toddler or around 2 or 3 years old up to 4. That could be also your baby in real life now. So you might have a baby boy. Yeah, so he looks quite playful, quite cheerful, quite sweet. Some of you might be wanting to be pregnant, and that I feel is going to be a boy. Then inside this koala here, I actually have another figurine, which to me looks like a mermaid. So some of you might be doing, reading mermaid cards or be fascinated with mermaids or jewelry or painting or art or dressing up as mermaids or just going somewhere that is located near the water or going into the water. Some of you might be diving. So I'm seeing the back of this mermaid with the tail and she's definitely moving somewhere or swimming somewhere. So some of you might relate to that mermaid energy. I know a lot of people do like the mermaids. So, but I do feel a lot of you might be going diving. So you might be going to Key West, you might be going to the Caribbean, you could be going to the Great Barrier Reef, because we do have, you know, the symbol of the koala there. So that rules Australia. The Great Barrier Reef is located in Australia. Even though it's winter now, you might not be going right now, but you might be planning to go. I'm also picking up the Maldives for some of you as well, and the Seychelles too. So I do feel that a lot of you are going to be going somewhere where there is water and there's a nice, beautiful energy, something that the mermaids would appreciate and enjoy. Okay, so let's see what else is here. Okay, going into June, I do feel there's going to be a few events happening. There's a few things going on that might be taking your attention. There could be a few people coming in around you. It could be a gathering of some sort. It could be a business meeting. I feel it's more business or family and not so much love. I do feel it's more business or family. So something significant happening around business, work or family. Some discussions going on, some plans being made. It could be a conference, a work meeting, a work event. So a group of people coming together to discuss something important. So if you are working in a fairly, you know, a company that has a few people in it at least, then there's going to be some sort of discussions or business meetings about some sort of strategy moving forward. You might even get to go on some sort of conference or seminar. And some of you might be also teaching a seminar as well. Okay, there's some vague things here. There's one little tiny white fluffy dog here. So some of you might be having or have a white fluffy dog. That's only going to pertain to a few of you because it's not really something that everybody is going to have. Some of you might have a dog also in spirit that might be speaking to you as well. And I have an animal communicator now working on my team, Mary, and she does animal communication readings for a very, very affordable price. So please check that out on my website too. So if you'd like an animal communication reading for a pet in this life or passed over, she can do that for you, any sort of animal. But there's another figure here that looks to be like somebody with really long hair. It looks like long, thick, curly hair, okay? So long, thick, curly hair. Somebody there. And I'm not sure exactly what she's trying to say. She looks almost like a doll. So there could be somebody in your life that is doll-like, who looks like a doll. Could be a daughter of yours. And she seems to be a little bit older. So sort of around 7, 8, 9, 10. Older than that, so sort of early teens, preteen age as well. So it could be just something happening around the holidays, the school holidays, and doing something fun, because I do feel this little dog is expressing like there's something fun here with this little girl. Maybe she wants a dog or she wants a little pet or something like that. Can also be a small cat if you are looking at getting a fluffy cat. If it's not a dog, so it's just a little white face there. So let's have a look what else is here. This to me symbolizes a dragon's head, a dragon flying through the air. So dragons are very lucky. Some of you might also be born under the year of the dragon in the Chinese horoscope. So some of you, I feel a moving head, flying, going with a very strong energy, moving forward in your life with a very strong fire-like energy. So there's a lot of fire here with this dragon, a lot of fire moving forward and fire energy. So it could also be that, because it's floating above everything, so it could be that you're floating above everything and everyone, you're rising to a new level. You're feeling like you're on fire. You feel like you're going in the right direction. You feel like some of you might even be flying, actually going in an aeroplane somewhere important, somewhere far away. I feel it's not just a business trip. I feel it's something quite fabulous. So it's more like a relationship or a personal trip or holiday. So I feel like it's you're flying high with that. Whenever I get dragons, I often pick up also St. George. So there could be links with St. George as well. So whatever St. George means to you, it can be something to do with the UK, with Scotland, or something to do with St. George. So you might want to look that up and just see if you don't know what it is. Okay, so let's have a look. There looks to be like a polar bear or some sort of bear here that is moving. I'm picking up also strongly Canada here in this cup. It's just coming up as being confirmed. There could be some of you that are going to be going to Canada or Alaska this summer, maybe on a cruise, maybe on a trip. But this polar bear is showing me that maybe, there's some of you that are just feeling a little tired, a little worn out, a little under the weather, this polar bear, or you're looking at doing something with animals, because it's almost like this polar bear is feeling sorry for itself. So, or this bear, some of you will be going up to Alaska, some of you to Canada, but I do feel this bear is kind of like turning itself around and walking away. So it could be that you're walking away from a situation, or you're turning yourself around and away from maybe some friends, maybe some associates, maybe some flaky people who have let you down. So the polar bear kind of needs a lot of energy, because to sustain a body of a polar bear, you need a lot of energy. So whoever is not supporting you, you will be turning your back on and moving on. And there's two figurines up above the polar bear here. So I do feel that there could be two people that you're just kind of like letting go of. And there's mountains here too. That's where I did pick up the mountains, the snowy mountains, the rocky mountains. So there's quite a lot of mountains here, and I do feel they're mountains in North America, mainly in Canada and Alaska. Okay. There looks to me like a weird face. It looks like something out of a Halloween costume, like a spooky face, a face like a skull. So you might get somehow frightened by somebody or something. You could have a spooky friend who plays a trick on you or a joke on you. You might have a scary dream, an unusual dream. But actually, the more I look at this, the face of it down here is turning into a puppy. So there's quite a few animals here in this cup this month. So some of you might be looking at getting a puppy. That's quite possible, I feel, for most of you. Some of you might be, surprised by somebody or something, or somebody plays like a spooky kind of joke on you or something of that nature. But if you are thinking of getting a puppy, then maybe this puppy is coming into your life. It could be coming in by chance. It could be coming in by a rescue, an animal rescue centre or something like that. But it looks to me like it's very, very young. So it's just very little puppy. It's not. It could be a little puppy that you already have too. But I do feel there's a lot of you with puppies. Sometimes a dog or a puppy can resemble a very loyal friend, because dogs are loyal. So a loyal friend, somebody to talk to, somebody who is going to have your back. Okay, so I do feel that by the end of the month, you're going to feel like somebody has your back. So if you've been let down by two people here, there's one person that is really going to have your back, and you're going to feel like they're really there as a true and loyal friend. And I think loyalty and real people and true people are hard to come by these days, real friendships. And this puppy here is a growing friend. It could be a new friend because it is a puppy. So it could be a new friend, somebody new, somebody that has just arrived in your life who is new and is there for you. Okay. There's also here a fork in the road right at the very end of the month, I feel, and you might know about it before it happens, but there is a significance with this fork in the road that there's a major decision to make. Some of you might be going off in a completely new direction, off left field. I'm picking up the word left field, and this little arm here goes out to the left. And some of you might be just continuing on the right-hand side here, but there is a choice and decision to make. There is a fork in the road. You might have to choose between two different people, two different things, two different places, two different jobs. It feels like a Gemini energy to me. We are in the month of Gemini, so it's sort of like split decision. Will I do this or will I do that? Will I go off and move into this area? And some of you might be actually having to move or wanting to move to a different location. Interesting cup, I must say, this month. Interesting. There's also underneath here a little head of a Taurus or a bull. So you could be encountering some stubborn people. And I do feel that this is a dynamic month of people energy, and some of people are not going to be supportive, and some are, there's one or two that are going to be supportive. So one of these non-supportive elements here could be a Taurus, or the Taurus could be there to help you make this decision, or you might be the Taurus to make this decision with the fork in the road. Okay, so let's have a little look at the saucer. I got a bit carried away with the coffee, so there's quite a lot of coffee there. It came out in a clump formation. Sometimes it does stay in the cup for the most part. So let's have a look at this saucer. I did feel that this formation here was like a bird, and usually with birds are about news coming in. It looks like big news. So some of you might hear some good fortunate news from some sort of source. So it could be that you have a win, it could be that you have some sort of achievement or accolade or good news coming into you. And I feel like it's from the past because the bird's looking backwards, looking at the past. I'm just going to turn this upside down and see what else we've got. This is like foundation. The saucer is a foundation. It can also be the home or where you're from. So it could be news coming from family, news coming from the past, or where you have been. There's also a very nice heart here on the side, a little heart, but it is very significant. So there is romance, love, creating some sort of harmony, romance, friendship, feeling of a summer romance for those of you who are in the Northern Hemisphere. There's also something here that is like a little bit of a fish. Sometimes fish, most of the time, are money. So there is a little bit of money here coming in around you. So the money is starting to look good. I feel like it's starting to turn itself around. There's not a lot of fish in the cup. This is the only one that I've seen. So it looks like there is some sort of money starting to move forward and turn itself around in your life. This also signifies to me islands, and I'm picking up islands in the sun, and I'm picking up tropical islands in the sense of that song Islands in the Sun, actually. So there's something to do with music and islands. Could be something Jamaican, or something to do with an archipelago. So there's some formation of a link of islands here. It's going to be different for different people. I'm also picking up references to, is it Tommy Bahamas? I don't know what that means exactly. And there's also Margaritaville, that's what it was. Yeah, Margaritaville, and the gentleman who invented Margaritaville those sort of chains. So some of you might be going to Margaritaville, and some of you might be going to some sort of archipelago chain of islands. This can also be in the Philippines or somewhere like that. Margaritaville, let me just see. Jimmy Buffett. Yeah, so Jimmy Buffett's involved also in music. So there's music islands. Something significant might happen to him this month. So he might launch a new hotel or resort. He might be in the news for something. There could be something coming up around him in the news soon, either in June or moving forward. So we've got Jimmy Buffett, Margaritaville, and something to do with music and islands, and also signifying something to do with Jamaica. So Jamaica might come up in the news. Archipelago in the Philippines could come up in the news. There could be some sort of monsoon there, some sort of flood again happening to do with something like that. But there could be something significant coming up with an archipelago. It could even be something like the islands are sinking, or like in the Maldives, they're losing islands, or some significant kind of thing coming up in the news. That's what I feel with this one. And the rest of you will be maybe going to somewhere that is associated with music and islands, and possibly also Margaritaville. So have a fabulous June. It sounds like celebration is in store. Have a fabulous June ahead, everybody. And lots of love and angel blessings. And thank you so much for subscribing, liking, and sharing my videos. I truly appreciate it. And until next time, ciao for now. Take care.